ain't made for cowboys, and Chevy don't make trucks, and fall ain't made for football, and dropping 8-point bucks. Lynchburg ain't shipping, and sipping a cold beer don't help. And I don't miss you, baby, and all dogs go to hell.
A lot of critics are calling it one of the albums of the year already. How do you feel about that?
I mean, that's a huge honor, man. Now, granted, it's March,
right.
But it's a completely different thing than I've ever done before. I finally found me on this record, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I searched a long time, through writing with tracks and writing what was popular and the bro country and the this and the that and the pop country, and I just never satisfied me. I was searching for something that I knew wasn't me, but I finally landed on it with writing the songs on an acoustic guitar, no tracks. I didn't write with any tracks, and for now I'm kind of done with that. I'd rather write with a guitar.
I recently saw the video, and I'm actually kind of a big music video guy, being from the MTV generation as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
When I saw that video, man, it just being a dog. I'm sitting here talking to you, and I got my English bulldog sitting right next to me.
Jack's right next to me right now on the bus.
I'm a dog guy, and when I saw that video, it really struck me, and I kind of put it up there with Chris Stapleton's video "Fire Away" from a few years back.
Yeah, I love that video.
Just one of those videos that, from now on, when I hear that song, that's always going to stick with me. Is that kind of something you were going for with this?
Yeah, it's the first and only still song that I've ever written while I had the video in mind. Like, they were both hitting at the same time, and to me, that's a God thing. Like, I'm not that good. Like I said, I've never done it before. But that was really, that started a few years before, where my best friend comes to my house and is up in my room. He was staying in one of my rooms, and I put the light on. I'm like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, not what's wrong with you, but what's going on with you? Like, you're not yourself. And he explains, he puts a gun to his head the night before he comes to visit me. And his dog he just said that. He didn't say anything else. And, then he gets the help, and then he gets his life back together. Thank God he didn't shoot himself.
Right.
And a few years later, right before I write that song, he is making a joke about, he explains more to me that his dog came up, put his head on his lap, and that's why he didn't shoot himself. And at that point, while he's telling me the story, the true story, whole story, his dog was on my lap, which was really
You were
cool.
pretty beat up when I took you in, but you come a long way since way back when. Now one of my favorite things to do,
hey, not in the house,
is hop in the truck and we just cruise. And we roll the windows down. You're right there in that bench seat next to me. There's a smell of fresh cut grass. Mr. Reynolds waves as we roll past State Road 44.
And he says you should write a song about a guy driving around his truck with his dog. And I kind of laughed it off because it's pretty cliche. But 3 days later, I wrote it. And as I was writing it, I had the idea, and him and I might have discussed that as well, to write the thing from the dog's perspective. But the whole time I was writing the song, man, I had this video idea, and I wasn't going to let this song out without the video joining it, because it was that important to me, and it's still that important to me. I mean, that's a crazy idea to go to radio with a song about even a dog dying, but there's a chance we might even take this to radio at some point, because it's that powerful. It definitely gave me a skewed view of what the business is really like, for sure. And it made me less grateful. It made me even more jaded, to be honest, because when I started having less success after that, shooting right out the gate, I started blaming everybody else instead of myself. When in reality, I hit the ceiling pretty fast, but my ceiling was low. I wasn't ready for that yet. I wasn't good enough yet. And now I can honestly say, I put my music up against anybody. There's going to be plenty of people who are always more popular than I am, and I'm okay with that. Back then I wouldn't have been, but now I understand the reality of the music industry, and I understand the reality of who I am as an artist, and I'm not for everybody, but at least I'm myself again, and I'm the best version of me to the people who are coming to see me every night, as opposed to this other shell of some person that doesn't really even know who he is.
When it comes to writing music, how important is it to leave yourself open and be as honest as possible?
I don't know if there's anything more important,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, when it comes to writing songs and showing yourself as the artist. That I don't think people are going to care if you don't do that.
Right.
I know they're not, because I've done that. You know, I've sang the songs about the girls and the trucks and the dirt roads and the perfect nights, and I think there's a spot still. There's a place for those songs, but it's got to be genuine. And and I didn't even see through it. I didn't even know I was doing it. It started seeing through me trying to do what was popular. So the time off helped me get back to the great songs part of it, and now I'm seeing the benefit of that. So it's easy now to go out and do my job every night, where I'm like, man, these people aren't just coming to hear the hits. They're loving those, but they're really singing a whole new record. Turn that into something short is when they're coming to see music that I genuinely care about, it stops becoming a grind.